Hey everybody, it is the interview queen Alicia Atout here, and I'm with another interview queen.
Yes!
Renee
We
Young.
are the interview queens.
So
Together
exciting.
we are reigning upon everybody as the queens of interviewing and queens of wrestling.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I can't complain. I'm psyched about this.
What? Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. This has been a long time coming for you and I to finally get to sit down together,
Yes.
pick each other's brains. And I usually have a habit when I'm being interviewed, I kind of switch it around because I'm used to doing the questions.
I mean, if you want to, I'm down. It's always strange for me sometimes when I am asked the question.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, this is different.
I know.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's a trip. It's very weird.
One of your biggest passions, it seems, as of late, is definitely vinyl.
Yes.
How big is this collection getting?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, like, numbers-wise, what I have. I mean, probably like 200.
Okay, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
So I can't mind, like, that to me doesn't seem that crazy because my brother's vinyl collection's so gigantic, and his is like alphabetized, and he's like
intense.
got like this whole like discography. It's all sorted out. Mine's all over the place. I like take them out, leave like the sleeves everywhere. If he comes to my house, his like brain wants to explode because I like don't take as good of care of mine. But yeah, I have like a good little collection. I've gotten a little bit lazy though because now I'll just like have a couple glasses of wine and be like, oh, I need that, and I'll just Amazon it. But when I lived in the city, I would always like go to, you know, Rotate This, or, you know, go to some of the other record stores and just like dig through the crates and find some great stuff in like the dollar bins. Those are like some of my like most prized possessions.
Which one is the prized possession? That vinyl you will never get rid of and you'll probably wear down.
It will be Neil Young on the Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my favorite Neil Young album. My husband bought it for me when I was telling him that I was like, I really want this one, but it's like kind of a pricey album to track down, and he was generous enough that he hooked me up with it. We were dating at the time. I'm sure he was trying to impress me, maybe. It worked.
I mean, it worked, right?
It worked.
And now you're here.
Exactly.
Married, happy, still collecting vinyl.
Exactly, much to his chagrin. Like, there's more coming in. He's like, oh my God.
Does it bug him too that it's not categorized? Or is
No,
it more,
God, no.
not at all?
Absolutely not. No, it bugs him that it's not just on Spotify. He's like, can we just like put this into our Sonos?
Can we just
and
press
like
play?
Because so when I moved to Las Vegas, it's like in our front room of our house we have to like go into now. But like when I lived in Toronto and I lived in New York, it was like just in the apartment, so I used it more. It was like my main music source. So now I have to make a point now to use it. Poor me. Wow.
So sad, violence.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez.
One thing I really notice, especially with myself, is the music that I'm listening to really depicts what I wear a lot of the time.
Oh, yes.
It's such a rock and roll vibe. So I wanted to ask, like, are you into a lot of really cool rock and roll bands?
I don't know. Like, that is true because I feel like I'm like that too. Where like, so the other week I went out and saw Maggie Rogers, and she's so cool. I love her, but she just had on like a white tank top, white jeans, and then like this like flowy scarf, like a Steven Tyler kind of vibe. And I was like, man, maybe I need to like get back into like that kind of a vibe. Maybe that's what I need. So yeah, I mean, I do listen to like a lot of like different rock and roll, but usually I listen to a lot more like singer-songwriter, like folksy kind of stuff. Like Jenny Lewis will always be one of my absolute favorites. I love Oasis, so I mean maybe a little bit of like that Britpop influence. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to see Noel Gallagher actually on Tuesday. So
nice.
With the Pumpkins. Exactly. I'm really excited. I can't wait. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Maggie Rogers was the last show you went to. How about the first concert you ever went to?
So the last concert I went to was actually Sum 41.
Oh, so you went to one afterwards?
I did.
Concert junkie right here.
Yeah, I've got a bunch lined up for the summer, but my best friend's husband is the bass player in Sum 41, so I went out and did that the other night. But first concert I went to, so my dad is a concert promoter, so I went to a ton of different concerts, but it was a lot of Anne Murray because that's who I used to work with. But my one that I chose on my own would have been Bush with Veruca Salt opening for them.
That is
It was
badass first
epic.
concert.
Yeah, it was like 1997. Everything in the world was going really well. It was a hell of a show. I brought my best friend Jackie Jordan at the time, and our moms had to come with us. So like, they would like stand behind our chairs while we're just like rocking out to Bush and Veruca Salt. Yeah, it was very cool.
That's so cute.
Yeah. What was your first concert?
My first concert ever was Spice Girls.
Ah!
My mom took me and I was 3, but like you said, my first real concert,
Right.
My dad took my cousins and myself to see The Used, Blink-182, and Taking Back Sunday.
Oh, hell yeah.
I just loved Like, I was so into the emo music. Once you're like an emo kid, it never leaves you.
You know what? I never really got that into emo music.
Really?
I remember dabbling a little bit with what are they? Dashboard Confessional.
Oh my gosh, my heart.
I used to like Dashboard Confessional, but I never like fully latched on. But I mean, I dig it. The guy's got a hell of a voice.
He does.
He really does.
Hey, there's still time.
There's still time.
Maybe you'll find one of their vinyl.
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Send me some ideas. I'm down to listen. I do not discriminate in music.
Let Renee know in the comments, guys. What should she be listening to?
Hit me up.
Now, there are a lot of festivities happening this weekend, and it is SummerSlam Weekend. Toronto, is your mind just like completely scattered with everything going on?
I feel really happy. Like, I feel like I'm like beaming almost. I'm just happy to be back in Toronto. I love this city. I'm like so fortunate with WWE that we get to go to so many different cities and see great things. But Toronto just holds my heart.
Of course.
It's my favorite city. So I get to be here, and now I have like all of my friends here. Like, it's really a perfect situation. So yes, it's really great.
It's a good homecoming, right?
It is.
It's a nice celebration.
It is. I'm so excited. As soon as they announced that SummerSlam was going to be in Toronto, I was like, oh hell yes. I was like already ready to give like recommendations, like this restaurant, this bar, this. Yeah, I like to play like tour guide.
Really?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And has everyone been coming to you for stuff too?
A little bit. Where our hotel is, there's not like as much stuff like right there, and I think people get like hesitant to like branch out.
Okay.
They're being nervous.
Branch out a little bit.
Yeah, branch out. Live your lives. Get out there. Head on over to Ossington. Get up onto Dundas. You'll find some cool stuff. I promise.
Now, one thing I find with us Canadians is we love bragging about the fact that we're Canadian.
I know. What is that?
We really do. I have no idea why.
I didn't notice it until I left.
Okay.
And my mom is always like at Christmas, she'll be like, here's like a hat with Canada on it, or like she brings like a shirt that just says like I love Canada. Like it's really funny, but I didn't realize it until I left that that's just like our thing.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
We're proud. So
damn right.
I was curious, what do you think is the most Canadian thing about yourself? Because I have a guess.
Okay.
I think it's the Canadian tuxedo.
Yes, it is. I was just going to say, I love denim on denim on denim.
Yes.
I actually had on a denim jacket with this earlier and then switched my outfit. It was a whole fiasco. Anyways, yes, the Canadian tuxedo will always be one of my favorites. I was getting ready to wear a Canadian tuxedo for SummerSlam.
Okay.
But then I ended up hooking up with this amazing Canadian designer because I wanted to support some more Canadians on my way to doing the show. So she hooked me up with some really cool stuff.
That's amazing. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see this.
Yeah, that's very sparkly.
Now, WWE, you are a host, you've had many shows, commentator. I feel like you have your hand in so many different bags and tricks.
I know,
It's
I'm
amazing.
greedy. I'm like, I want more.
Does it kind of feel every day when you wake up, you're like, wow.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes when you like, I think our world, we move so fast with WWE, there's honestly not that much time to even soak in the things that we've done. Because it's like, on to the next, what am I doing? Oh my God, my head's spinning. We have a show. Like, it's sort of hard to soak it in sometimes. But I think, you know, especially being here in Toronto, I've run into so many people that are like, man, we're really proud of you. And like, everyone in Toronto is really proud of you, and Canada, blah, blah, blah. So that's really kind of opened my eyes to that a little bit of like, man, I have done some really cool stuff. It's very easy to just be like, oh, I did this show and that was cool and I had fun doing that, and you know, the commentary thing is like, it's so cool in its own right, but a lot of times we just like get in our own heads about what we're doing that you don't really take the time to enjoy the accomplishments that we have. Yeah. So yeah, I'm working on it.
One thing I really enjoy about you on Twitter is the fact that if someone says something, they're blunt about something, you just call them out on it.
Yeah.
And recently, not too long ago, someone brought up commentary and their views on it, and then I just saw this tweet everywhere. Everyone was just jumping on it.
know.
And it's one of those things where if you have an opinion, everyone just goes to the internet for it. But
Of course.
You were really honest in your reply.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because when it happened, I was like, do I respond to this? How do I feel about it?
Yeah.
And the more I was like mulling it over, I mean, just because I have my own insecurities with it anyway, so of course it's like somebody picking at that scab, and you know, everyone's like, don't respond to people online, blah, 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 blah. But like, I'm human too, like that stuff is gonna affect me.
Yeah.
But I was really surprised at how much me just being honest about it, how people reacted to that. We're so used to just being like flippant or wanting to have like a sarcastic comment to somebody. So I think just like actually talking from like my heart really got to people. So that was really cool.
A lot of
Thanks,
people,
guys.
Yeah, it was really sweet just seeing the support. 'Cause a lot of people, they'd put up that front and be like, you know what?
Totally.
This is what I do. This is like completely my thing. And you're honest. It's like when I started ring announcing, I've been doing it for a few months now. If I heard the first one I ever did, it's like, no thanks. But you grow with it, and you have to take an opportunity.
Exactly. And, you know, like when I first started out hosting, it didn't really go anywhere. Like I had like shows that I did on like small cable networks, like no one really saw them, so I could figure my stuff out much earlier without people seeing it.
Yeah.
But now trying on this new hat of doing commentary, it's like I'm stepping on there doing commentary. I did it for a few months in NXT years ago, but prior to me filling in and taking over that role, it's like I wasn't groomed for that spot. I wasn't at NXT doing it. I wasn't in the booth doing it. So I am learning this entirely new skill on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
so it's like
millions.
Yeah, no pressure, babe. Go out there and crush it. So it's cool. There's good days, there's bad days, and like I'm always open to learning. I'm always open to criticisms, but I think sometimes you have to be careful on like how often you take those criticisms, because everybody, like even if it's good, like even if I go backstage after Raw and like you run into 5-10 different people that want to have an opinion on it, you can't take everybody's opinion. So you got to like weed through that, and it's just navigating those waters. But yeah, it's nice to just sort of be honest with myself and be honest with other people, because yeah, man, I'm in a spot and I'm trying to make the most of it, and be cool about it, man.
Congratulations again on making history in
Thank
that spot.
you. Thank you.
I think a lot of people really appreciate the fact that you were just out there, blunt, honest.
Yeah.
It's super admirable. So
thank you.
You're welcome.
Than't you. Sometimes you gotta be honest, you know? Sometimes that's just all you gotta do. Especially when you're like, I'm weak and I'm down. I'm like, oh, can you guys just let me live? You guys are so critical all the time. Honestly, jeez.
It gets to you sometimes, because there can be so much. There could be 99% positivity out there.
100%.
It takes that 1%.
I know.
Though.
Why are we like that?
I don't know.
Like it like makes me mad. That I mean, it's just how humans are. It's like you're pretty. You're an ugly beast. That you're like, oh, I must be that thing that the person said. That's like, it's so weird how we want to focus on the negative. But I guess it's because I don't know. It's like our own doubt creeps in, and somebody like validates the things that we're thinking. I don't know. It's sad. We shouldn't be like that.
Sometimes people just suck, but then there's a lot of great ones.
So that's true. I mean, I had so many people that were sucking. There was a lot of sucky people, but I couldn't believe how many people were so cool afterward. Like it really opened my mind to like, you know, you want to like bitch about people online that are mean and everything's so miserable and the world's in such a weird place right now. But there's a lot of good in people, and I feel like we need to look at that more than the crappy parts. Reading Rainbow.
That's a good summary, right?
I think I'm becoming like very optimistic, maybe. I don't know.
Hey, it's good, right?
Just good.
Right?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like you get back what you put out. You know, I always kind of, hello. I always kind of come back to it. Like I try to be like nice to people all the time, and like that's just sort of like my natural disposition is to like be nice to people, hold the door, ask people how their day is. So I've lost my wallet twice. Both times. I just got it back.
Really?
But I feel like that's like,
because you put it out there.
I think you put out nice things in the universe, that's kind of what you get back. I don't know. I mean, I won't lose it for the third time. Let's not press my luck. But what are the odds? You know? What are the odds that I lost my wallet went scattering all over. It was on top of my car, went scattering. One person found it, picked up all the cards, and then another person found the actual wallet, and I got it back from both people.
You found like the two nicest people in the entire world.
I know, and then I left my wallet in a gas station between Las Vegas and California. The woman found it and drove it to Las Vegas.
No.
You guys, come on. There's good people out there.
That's crazy.
I know, it really is.
Wow.
It's a trip.
Good on you, good people.
Yeah. Yeah. Karma.
Really? Have you always had the gift of the gab, or did it take a really long time for you to actually get comfortable, whether it was a camera, just conversing with people?
I've never had an issue speaking, so that's good.
I love how you worded that.
No, I used to get kicked out of class all the time because I wouldn't shut up.
Really?
I was like, wanted to be like class clown. Like I was always like cracking jokes, or like, even if, you know, you're like doing like reading out loud, I'm like, I'll do it. Like I think It like not in like a center of attention kind of. I mean, maybe it was a little bit, but I like to ham it up a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I never had a problem with it, which is why I guess like hosting just came so natural to me. I feel like when I was like, I started hosting pretty young. I mean, I was like 21, I guess, when I like started actually working, and I just always worked after that. So I guess it was like the thing that I was like, oh, I guess that just like works for me. Because prior to that, it's like I was auditioning as an actress, and like, you know, doing random stuff in Toronto, like commercials here, music videos, student films, like stuff like that. But there wasn't enough stuff coming up that I was like, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to break out. I'm ready to start, you know, being Renee and having the world see that. So when I realized that hosting, I can do like what you're doing right now. You set up a camera and you don't need a script. You don't really need a producer. Like, you can just do your own thing, and that just connected for me. And then once I realized that I was just like working and consistently booking stuff, that I was like, man, I guess this is a thing that I'm supposed to be doing. Like, I didn't step out seeking to be a TV host or seeking out to really do any of the things that I've done. So I don't know. I guess aim for whatever you land on.
I love hearing that it's natural, though.
Yeah, it just worked, and like I really enjoyed it, and like it's just been fun. It's been a really fun, cool ride.
Well, it's cool for me to see, because Unfiltered started airing about a year and a half, maybe 2 even, before I started doing wrestling interviews. I was doing music for a few years prior, and it started to pick up. And I remember watching you with a lot of friends, but then a lot of people who you maybe didn't know as well. And it seemed like, yes, you had a few set questions going into it, but you really just let the conversation go where it wanted to go.
Totally.
And every conversation felt like you were just talking to a buddy.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing that approach, because I really had that approach with my interviews.
Yeah.
But when I saw you do it, I was like, this is on such a grand scale.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like, hey, let's give this a shot. Even
that's awesome. Was like, for me, the first thing that I saw that I was like, oh my god, that's the thing I want to do, was I remember I was like falling asleep and Chelsea Lately came on for the first time that I heard it, and I was like, that's what I want to do. And it's like a light bulb went off of like the way she was like talking to her guests and the conversations she was having. Like, it just spoke to me so much. So it's cool to like sort of have like that trickle effect of just, you know, having that conversation, because you go into an interview, you got a couple things lined up, and then who knows what's going to happen.
It's gonna go.
Totally. It's fun to just take that wave and ride it out.
Well, another thing that you're riding, which is super fun, is the Regular Girls podcast.
Yay!
I was curious, what does it take to actually be a regular girl? Like, what are some of those characteristics where you just fit right into the regular girl code?
Wow. I mean, it's like the regular problems that we all have. Like, for instance, me being a regular girl, I'm currently covered in self-tanner all underneath here. So I smell like self-tanner. So I've had to like put on perfume, maybe another like slide of deodorant. I put on flat shoes today just so I can get around. It's the convenience aspect, I guess. See, sometimes you just need to be convenient about things. Enjoying a cocktail every now and then. Cheese, not being afraid of carbs. I don't know. We're not trying too hard. And we really just kind of like shoot the shit. It's really fun. And I really wanted to start doing Regular Girls, because I was started to become a little bit nervous working in WWE that I was just going to start speaking in like wrestling vernacular. So I didn't want to like fall into those habits. So Stacy, who's like so immensely talented and she's so funny, she's somebody that I've always wanted to work with, and we've been friends for a long time, but we're like, shit, all right, let's do this show together. And we've been doing it for a little while now, and it's just fun. We just like shoot the shit for an hour a week, and it's nice to just like connect and decompress, and we talk about what we did during the week. We talk about stupid things in the news. Like, do you see that Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth already split up?
No.
They split up?
Look at that.
See that? We would have talked about that on Regular Girls. Tune in. These things that just bubble up, they've been married for like a month.
That's crazy.
I know.
Huh.
And now she's with someone's girlfriend or something. Miley's getting it. Get it, girl.
Getting it.
Get it, girl. You do you.
I feel like I could classify in this Regular Girls category.
Oh, 100%. You certainly qualify. Thanks. Without doubt. I mean, Alicia is in, you should be on our podcast. Please, you should come on.
Please.
We would love that.
I would love to.
Okay, great. You guys, let's make that happen. And I'm just going to ask you a million questions.
And I'll be put in that position where I'm like, I'm not in control, but you know what?
I know.
I'm down for
Here
it.
we go. It'll be great. Cool.
This has seriously been so much fun.
It's been a lot of fun. She's a pro. This was a lot of fun. I mean, I've been able to see a bunch of your work, again, because people always like tag us in the same thing, or like they want to see this interview. So it's really cool to see you just doing your own thing. It's like really, truly badass. seeing you interview, friends of mine, people that I've seen along the way, and you're just carving out your own path here. So keep doing it.
Oh, that means
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, 100%. Thank you.
Everybody, I know you enjoyed this. This was so much fun to have her on. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to head to aliciaatout.com for all exclusive interviews and features. We'll see you at the next one.
Yeah.